Hello, my friends. Mr. Moe here with yet another wonderful tutorial for you. So today we're going to learn some PowerPoint basics. And so the first thing I want to show you is what to do when you get a picture like this with a stupid square background behind it. Okay, as you'll know from class, there's a way to search for transparent images, but you don't always get the images you want when you're searching for transparent images. So a real easy way just to get rid of this white box is for me to click on the picture and then go to Format. Now notice Format is not up there if I don't click on the picture. So I have to click on the picture, go to Format, and then I can go here to Color, Set Transparent. Now Set Transparent means what color here do I want to be see-through or clear? And that color would be white. So I click on it, and then I have now erased that weird looking square background. So problem solved. Okay, the next issue you may have would be, what do we do if it's not if the background is not all the same color? Like with that one, it was a solid white color. If it's not all the exact same color, going to Color, Set Transparent does not work, right? See what that did? It just took a little bit off of there, and that's not what I want to do at all. So let's say I've got this picture, and with this picture, I'm wanting to do kind of the same thing. I just want Jordan here. I don't want this background. And so what I'm going to show you here is how to get rid of that, but then I'm going to combine it with showing you how to do a color splash, which is going to be required for your assignment here. So I'm going to click on this picture, and I'm going to go up here to Format, and I'm going to go over to this thing here that says Remove Background. Okay? And so when I click Remove Background, PowerPoint does its best to guess what I want to remove. And so everything in purple is what it's guessing that I want to remove, and that's not quite the case. So I'm going to hit Mark Areas to Keep. And now sometimes this can be a little tricky. So I want to keep the arm here, and you're going to see that PowerPoint's going to then make changes and try to guess based on some of the stuff that I'm keeping, you know, what it should be keeping and what it shouldn't be keeping. Okay? And sometimes it does a pretty good job, other times it doesn't. And as you see here, it wanted to get rid of all that. And Jordan needs his arm, right? He can't play with one arm. And so it keeps kind of overcompensating here and trying to get rid of stuff. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to go quick here since it's a tutorial, and I'm not going to make it absolutely perfect, but I'll make it good enough to where you get the point that I'm talking about. And you can see part of his little eerie is getting taken away. So anyway, this is going to be good enough for me. His elbow there. I keep saying that, and then I keep making changes. So when I'm good with it, I'm going to hit Keep Changes. Okay, now I was marking areas to keep. Let's say it's keeping something I want to get rid of. That's when I would go to Mark Areas to Remove. So for instance, right in here, I want to remove that. Okay, and so now I'm going to hit Keep Changes, and now we've got Jordan here, and it's a little rough around the edges, but that's not too big of a deal. Down here where it's straight at the bottom, that means we're going to want to set this picture at the bottom, right? So that it doesn't look weird having the picture up here like this with a straight bottom. That just doesn't look natural. Same thing, if somebody's head kind of got like chopped off to where the picture ended up there, then you'd want to set this up at the top so it looks like it's just naturally going off the screen. Now here's how to do a color splash. So I'm going to right click and copy. So I right clicked there, and I'm going to make a copy of Jordan. So I paste, and I've got two Michaels. It's amazing. So I have two Jordans. I'm going to take this first one and lay it over the top of the next one. And then I'm going to go back up here to Format, and I'm going to go to Color, and I'm going to make this top one black and white. Okay? Now what I want to do, I want the one below it, which is in color. I want parts of that to come through. Now when you do a color splash, you want to pick images that have some bright, vivid colors. Okay? And so the color I want to shine through is going to be as uniform because it's a very bright red. So you may have already guessed, I'm going to go to Format, Remove Background. And then I'm going to go to Mark Areas to Remove. And this time I want to remove the jersey because it was the bright red. Okay, and again, ignore PowerPoint trying to guess and help you out. And you just kind of keep doing your thing until it gets most of the jersey. Like I said, I'm not going to make this perfect because for the sake of time, I want to move on. But it is getting rid of his arms, and I want to keep those. Sorry, and I am kind of making it perfect. So I'm going to go to Mark Areas to Keep. I want to keep the top of his head, and I want to keep his arms. And as you can see, it will get annoying when you go to do this. And so now I got to go back and hit Mark Areas to Remove. to remove these parts of his jersey that it's now trying to keep because I went back and kept the arm. So I know that this can get very tedious, but just hang in there and you'll eventually get it the way you want it. I'm just going to leave it like this. I hit keep changes, and now you see the color splash, right? And so this can have a really cool effect, and it's not that hard to do. And so basically what I've done, right, is done this color splash here with Michael Jordan, okay? So that's how you do a color splash. Now the next thing I want to show you to do, what to do, is with your backgrounds. So with these backgrounds, guys, I want you creating your own background. So you're going to right click and go to Format Background, and that's going to open this up over here. And we're mainly going to mess with gradient ones. And so with gradient backgrounds, you have these stops here, and you see how that moves the shading around. You can change the colors of these. So I can go in here and make this, you know, kind of crazy colors. This isn't going to match or have much rhyme or reason, but you just click on these, and then you go in and you can change the color a little bit, and then move these around and get them the way you want. Or maybe you don't want too many of them. You just click on it, and you can click this little button here, and that'll get rid of it and narrow it down to where you just have two. Okay? And there's all kinds of things you guys can do here. You can go up here and change the direction of it. You can go here and make it circular. Come from like a path. So again, there's all kinds of different things that you guys can do here. Make it come from the middle. That's just kind of stuff that you can play around with and figure out. But one really important thing I do want to show you with is something that's going to be important in any like design is having stuff kind of match up, right? So if I want this red here to be the exact same color or close to it as his jersey here, what I can do is click on this little this stop here, and I'm going to go to the paint can. And with the paint can, there's this eyedrop tool. And so what this eyedropper does is it lets me match it up. So maybe I want to match it up to this red on his uniform, and I can try something like that, and now it kind of matches up with his uniform. So that eyedropper can be a very useful tool for you guys when creating your slides and trying to have color balance and have your stuff kind of work together. Okay. Another thing I will show you guys that you can do some kind of cool effects with, and I'll show you more of this in class, is how to incorporate like moving pictures in there. So if I go to Google, right, and I type in smoke, and I'm going to go here to images, okay, and then I want images. If I go here to tools, sometimes you might see it down here. I'm going to go to tools and type, and I want animated images. So I want moving images, right? GIFs, as I like to call them. And maybe I want them to be transparent because I don't want a background behind it. Because with moving pictures, you cannot remove the background. So if I click this picture here, I'm going to see that it's moving eventually. Okay? And then I would copy it, and I could come in to my slideshow here, and when I right click, you want to do the middle paste that keeps the formatting, because if you don't do that paste, your picture won't move. So I move this picture in, and now it covers up my basketball, but I don't want it to cover up my basketball. So another thing I'm going to do is right click, and I'm going to send it to back. Now my basketball shows up, and I know a lot of you are like, well, Mo, your picture's not moving. So if I go here and play it, now my picture's moving, and I've got that animated smoke in the background. And I'll show you a couple examples of those that we've done from the past that are kind of cool. But that's how you can use animated pictures as well. So these are just some basics of what you guys can do in PowerPoint to make your PowerPoint stand out, make them look a little bit cooler. It's up to you to put it all together and to make your designs stand out and use these tools to create some cool designs. Good luck, buddies. Later.